On the edge of the goldfields in Western Australia lies a place where history is frozen in time. Welcome to Gwalia, a museum precinct and ghost town that tells the story of boom, bust and resilience in the outback. The real story begins in Gwalia in 1896, when the Sons of Gwalia gold reef was discovered. London-based investors sent a young American mining engineer, Herbert Hoover, who would later become the 31st President of the United States, to oversee the mine's operations. While Hoover was in Gwalia, he designed the mine's office, assay building, and the impressive manager's residence that still stands today, known as Hoover House. Built in 1898, it cost 6 times more than the average home of the time, a sign of its grandeur. Hoover left Gwalia before the house was completed. He did, however, get to celebrate his 24th birthday in the dining room before leaving for his new post in China. Today, the museum precinct showcases incredible pieces of mining history. Plus, inside you will also see vehicles from the 1900s, including a 1927 Chevrolet hearse, a 1908 Leonora Gwalia electric tram, and a 1935 International mail truck, all still operational. When you go outside the main building, you'll find Ken, as it is affectionately known. Ken is a wood-line steam engine that once transported timber for the mine's boilers across thousands of square kilometres of scrub. Ken was in use until the mine closed in 1963. Stepping into the winding room and marvel at the enormous Fraser and Chalmers steam winch, brought from England in 1913. Nearby is Australia's last surviving 19th century wooden incline headframe, a towering Oregon pine structure that once ferried ore, timber and miners to and from the depths below. Together, these remarkable relics stand as some of the rarest treasures of the nation's mining heritage. Herbert Hoover played an important role in designing the headframe, as well as the mine office and pay office. Today, this building is a museum. Inside, you can find the original iron chub safe that once held the gold produced by the mine. The museum is filled with fascinating items left behind when the mine closed. Visitors can see old photographs, office equipment, and even letters that tell stories of the past. Nearby, you will find the ASSAY Office, which was also designed by Herbert Hoover. The ASSAY Office was responsible for testing the purity of the gold ore that was mined. This was a crucial job because it helped determine the value of the gold. From nearby lookouts, you can see the enormous open-cut mine, stretching over 300 metres deep and more than 1 kilometre wide. In addition to this, underground mining reaches more than 1.5 kilometres below the surface. Over 600 miners are currently employed, showing that Gwalia's gold story is far from over. The area continues to be a significant site for gold mining, with its fascinating history still evolving. Just outside the museum area is a place that feels very eerie, the ghost town of Gwalia. This town used to have more than 1,000 people living in it. But when the mine shut down on New Year's Eve in 1963, everything changed. Families left, shops closed, and nature began to take over the empty buildings and surrounds. Mazza's store was an important part of the town. The building was originally moved from Laverton around 1910 to a spot next to the State Hotel and moved again in 1949 to its current location, where it stayed in business until 1964. For over 50 years, it was the ultimate one-stop shop, offering everything from soap to ammunition. Also in the early 1900s, Patronis Guest House, also known as the Migrants' Hostel, was built. It was one of several places for single workers. Meals were served in the communal dining room with 2 shifts each day and up to 70 men at every meal on weekends. The miners boarded in single rooms at the back. Smaller boarding houses, such as Major's boarding house in Gwalia for single men.
It's a boarding house. Yeah.
For others, makeshift homes like the Little Pink Camp were built from scrap iron or cheap materials, with walls lined with hessian or newspaper. Unlike other camps, this one has a wooden floor. The Little Pink Camp was home to Angelo Brancini in the 1900s and is a great example of the housing found in the gold fields. The State Hotel rises above the settlement. Built in 1903, it was Western Australia's first state-owned hotel, created to help stop illegal alcohol sales. In 1900, Gwalia had 21 Sly Grog Shops, more than any other town in the Commonwealth, according to the Leonora miner in 1911. These hidden bars were especially popular with migrant workers who gathered there to speak their own languages. The official pub was much more formal. Today, the Grand State Hotel still stands, though it has seen better days. The hotel closed in 1964, as did the town. A major piece of mining equipment broke down, and it was too expensive to repair. As a result, the mine shut down. The townspeople packed their things and took trains to Kalgoorlie. Because of this, Gwalia's population dropped from 1,200 to just 40 people, turning it into an instant ghost town.